Hello, it's Olivia-Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe and we are in Croatia. So the vlog has already started. I'm here with Jana, my bestie, who's walking away as I'm filming. And we arrived yesterday and we just got in, we went to our Airbnb and we ended up walking around the city. We sat on the edge of the port and we watched the sunset and it was really, really nice. It was very peaceful and it was nice to just properly catch up. And on the plane on the way here, I've been reading Home by Rivers Solomon, which is coming out in February 2025 in the UK, but it should already be out in October this month in the US, and it's their take on a horror story. It's a haunted house and it's set in like an all-white gated community neighborhood, and they are the only black family who live there. So the three siblings get out as soon as they can and leave their parents, but they get called back because their parents are not answering their phones and they discover that their parents are dead outside. But what they think it is actually is that the house killed them and they're gonna have to do something about that. So in the first 50 pages it's been interesting to kind of see the character that we're following, because they are clearly like non-binary. They've come out as non-binary since they were younger. They're black, they're fat. Rivers Solomon loves to do that representation, and it sounds like all of the siblings are really good friends with each other and really like each other, but have that sibling dynamic. And I'm curious to see where the story will go. Like, the writing style is it's not easy to read, but I'm not saying it's a complicated or difficult book. It just takes time to sink into it. But for today, we caught the bus at like 7 AM, which was bright and early. We went to the bakery, got some food for breakfast, and we are on our way to the Krka National Park, where there are some amazing waterfalls, and we're gonna hike around there, see waterfalls, walk around and be happy. So that's what we're doing. And also yesterday I introduced Jana to Jujutsu Kaisen season 1, episode 1 as well, which was really, really fun. But it was just an experience because I never watched anything dubbed before, and I was like, who are these characters? Who are these people? What is this accent? It was really strange, but it was nice to like be able to get her into Juju. English is not her first language, which is why we were watching dub. Okay, let's hike. Okay, so we are just walking back from Krka National Park, where we went and looked at the waterfalls, as I said. They were absolutely gorgeous. The velocity of the water looked really cool. It was super loud, and I think you've seen just so many different angles of like water gushing down, water across stones. It was really, really beautiful. So it was a very nice walk. We did it faster than we expected to, and so we decided to hike our way back to Skradin, where we got the bus. That's what we're doing now. morning, friends. Yesterday we finished off the evening. We came back here, we watched a couple episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen because I wasn't feeling 100% still, which you know from the first vlog. And then we went to Sip 27 where we did a 3-glass wine tasting, and the man was very happy to choose the wines for us based on what we said and seemed to take immense joy from choosing what wines we were going to have. The wine was very, very good and it was a really good end to the evening. Then we came back to sleep, and now it is the next day and we are going on a tour. We are going to Hvar and then to some other islands, I think, with the boat, so you'll get to see all of that. I've read another 2 chapters of Model Home and I really like the family dynamic. There are the 3 siblings and then there is the mother, and the father exists, but it's very focused on the mum and the siblings, which I really, really like. And they seem to be a very strange family, and you can see also that our main character Esri has an eating disorder that's kind of related to the anxiety of the fact that they live in a haunted home, and it keeps teasing the fact that they live in a haunted home, but we haven't actually spent a night in that haunted home with them. And I like that even though it's set in the future where the parents have already passed away, it is giving us flashbacks into the past of what it was like to grow up in that house and what their childhood was like. Very interesting. Looking forward to seeing more. We survived a very, very bumpy road trip, and we are on the island of Vis, which is where Mamma Mia was filmed, which makes me very happy because while I do not like the first Mamma Mia film, I love the second Mamma Mia film a lot. Just like that, I am back in London. Lovely. So I'm just sipping on tea and recovering here. We spent one more full day in Split, which I didn't vlog that much. We mostly were spending that day to like talk because me and Yana don't live in the same country. So even though it's really fun to go on holiday and explore and do activities together, also when we see each other, it's like the only time we get to see each other for a few months each time, so it's always nice to like actually have that conversational time. So we went for tea, we went out for lunch, and we both love tea, so it's a very nice tea experience. Let me give you a reading update because on the plane on the way back it was in the middle of the day, so I felt very awake and I did a lot of reading of Model Home. So now I'm officially halfway through Model Home by Rivers Solomon. I'm enjoying it, but not as much as I've enjoyed other things by Rivers Solomon before. I feel like this keeps happening to me where I'm very excited for a sentient house or sentient or a haunted house, we don't actually spend that much time in the house. The sentient and haunted house, the model home that this is all about, is quite metaphorical. That's the word. It's quite metaphorical. We don't know if it's actually haunted or not. We don't actually spend that much time here. We're more so learning about the after effects that this haunted house has had on our main character, Esri. We're also seeing Esri really struggling with mental health, with disability and with parenting, and the generational trauma that Esri feels because of the way that they grew up. I'm finding it good. It's interesting. You're getting atmosphere and themes rather than getting plot and characterization. Although the characterization is there, I just don't feel very attached to the characters. And I'm not sure we're really getting plot, so we'll see how this one goes. It is Black History Month in the UK, and on the channel generally I tend to celebrate with the US, and I do my video of Black author recommendations in February, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to read any Black books in the month of October, so I always try and mix them in. So River Solomon is a Black author, so I'm reading this for October, but also I just wanted to read something Black literary. I really like Black literary fiction, so I decided to pick up The Mermaid and the Black Conch by Monique Roffey. I picked this up because it's one of the oldest Black literary fiction books on my TBR. It's within my oldest 100 books that I own and have not read. It's set in a Caribbean island, kind of an unnamed one, where they pull up a black mermaid and a man falls in love with this mermaid, and the mermaid slowly turns into a woman. I just feel like I keep chasing down black mermaid stories, and they constantly end up being where the character is a mermaid for the beginning of the book and they are not a mermaid for the rest of the book. That said though, I think this one is okay. I'm enjoying the writing style, I'm enjoying the island way of life that it has about it, I'm enjoying the mermaid character and how the mermaid's chapters are written kind of in free verse. I was pleasantly surprised to see that we've got a character here who is deaf and is signing, and I just don't feel like I see that much black disability rep in black literature in particular. However, it does give me really cringe sexual vibes. Like the way they talk about being attracted to this mermaid is really awkward and just really cringe. Giving Poor Things vibes, where she is of age and she is an adult, but because she used to be a mermaid, she struggles with human things like walking and talking, and so they teach her these things, but then they fall in love with her at the same time as teaching her these things, and so it feels like falling in love with a child. And they talk about how juvenile she is, and it just gives it a bit icky vibes, the romantic love story element to it, but the writing is really good. So I think that's just an okay one for me, because like I don't really support this love story.